Okay, I see. You're trying to split the processes or something? Yeah. Okay. Okay. Cool. I'm ready to go back if you want to.
Yep.
Test. 1, 2, 3. Can you hear me? Cool. All right, folks, we are back. Sorry, I had a little hiccup there, but we are good to go and back in this game. As we can see, RaNgeD taking some serious probe losses right at the tail end of that, is now pressuring some zealots.
Yeah, I mean, we're seeing Jimin respond here with Lings. He's banking a lot of gas, as you said. Curious to see if he punched Ling speed already, but when he's making this many Lings instead of drones, it's certainly not good for Zerg, so I like this movement from RaNgeD.
Yeah, I like this as well, man. Like, he's just using everything he can for the moment. He probably knows he's a little behind economically. He's got to try to get some efficiency with these zealots, but Jimin is all over it. He's going to corner these zealots. Well, RaNgeD kind of splitting them off. Actually,
Yeah.
that did pretty well. I thought it was over for sure, but he's going to trade these fairly efficiently. Still, though, map control definitely in Jimin's favor here. We, obviously saw that Hydrogen in the main. We know what's been so far. But
I've been just staring at Jimin's drone count. His drone count has not changed, which means, but his food count has gone higher, and he hasn't been spending gas. So I think he must be making Lings right now. Oh no, he's making Hydras. Okay. And he's already got the speed. Huh.
Yep, he's already got speed done. He's been sitting on that Hydrogen for a bit here. He may just make 5 or so and kill off the Forge and the Zealots and then just kind of go from there. But we are seeing a sizable trail of blue here. Still, though, cannons are well in time from RaNgeD. Actually, even putting down a 6th cannon here, he should be fine, I want to say.
Yep. Yeah, and really nice placement of those cannons too. I mean, this Forge and Gateway, at least the Forge is not spinning. You know, Gateway will likely go down here as well, but I like the cannon placement. I think it looks pretty good from a position standpoint.
Yeah, agreed. He's gonna have to engage all of those cannons simultaneously. Just
nice move here with the Zealot.
Yeah, getting a little bit of harassment. We're definitely seeing RaNgeD probe count spike in comparison with Jimin's drones.
Right.
More and more Hydras being built.
Yeah, I think this is all in for Jimin here. If anything, his drone count has decreased because he made buildings. So definitely looking to full tilt, I think, here for Jimin. But this is a lot of cannons, and he's got 6 zealots to kind of buffer this attack here as well. Double forge spinning in the main.
Double forge. I love to see that. Yeah, RaNgeD knows he's not moving out anytime soon, so he's might as well take advantage, of the position. We're finally seeing that citadel going down. He'll start producing some legs here. Looks like he's even getting in position to make additional cannons, so he might know what's going on here.
Yeah,
I'm
really
telling you, man.
know.
This is like the Jimin special, man. Like he's gonna attack. You have to be ready for it. You can't cut a single corner. No more drones. He's been on 19 drones this whole time.
Yeah.
He's just gonna run it over here. There's 973 and go. He's very, very aggressive with this build. That's still a big zealot count. No additional cannons though. I'm actually really worried. He needs 2 or 3 more cannons versus this. 47 probes to 19 drones, right?
Yep.
Like you don't need any more probes.
But how does he know, Machine? How does he know?
He does it. He's cutting a corner. He's taking a risk, and it works against a lot of players. But I mean, can he just kill that one pylon in the front? Almost?
Oh my gosh! Imagine.
Yeah.
Oh man, that would be a shame if that's how it breaks. But I don't know, Machine. Like that's a lot of hydras, but the position of those hydras will need to, like, they won't be able to get on top of the cannons. I mean, Jimin's gonna attack at some point because he hasn't made a single drone in the last 5 minutes.
He needs to go like now. Like if
now.
he gets storm, up, somehow this is over.
God.
But here he goes. No storm yet. He knows the timing. That's so many hydras.
That's so many hydras, but they can't shoot the cannons because the zealots are absorbing all these hits. Storm is 90% here. I don't know, Machine. These hydras are gonna have to eat through everything to get on top of these cannons, but the hydras are continuing to advance here. And the probes are lining up here as well.
Yeah, it's a good amount of probes. Hasn't lost a single probe yet. All the zealots, though, have pretty much fallen here. Probe wall now going up front. Storm just in time. Is that it? Did he just hold? Is he gonna? He might win it here. RaNgeD, that is.
Yeah, right. It's so close that it's like you have to confirm who you're talking about. Yeah, there's only 4 cannons. One's really low, but you gotta think those 2 High Templars. He only casted 1 Storm. There's gotta be another 2 here. So this is Jimin's time to try to carve this down before those Stormers have the energy. There he goes.
Nice Storm.
Yeah.
Great storms from RaNgeD. And now these Templar, as long as they stay alive, they're gonna just continue to build value. He could even make an Archon, if he wants to. GG is called. Wow, that was very tight. Honestly, like I wasn't so sure RaNgeD had that. But man, he had just enough cannons. I thought he was being greedy. He over doubled the worker count and went for a storm and had double forge and still hold somehow. That was crazy.
Yeah, sick hold there from RaNgeD. I think that one Zealot that he snuck out like earlier, that he got into the main and disrupted Jimin a little bit. That might have been like an indicator for him to like see what he's doing, because I feel like he was prepared for that kind of all in. But to your point, he kind of, with the double forge, it's like it's like RaNgeD knew what he was doing there.
Yeah, he really knew what he was doing there. And I think, to be honest, the +1 armor of the second forge is really what helped the zealots like tank so much. So in a way, like it kind of was like.
Oh, I didn't even notice that. Did the upgrade complete before the?
Oh, maybe it didn't. I'm not sure. I think I'm assuming it did.
I mean, it looked like it did because the 10 or 9 zealots that he had was standing there for what felt like an eternity before the cannons were even touched by those hydras.
For sure. But yeah, that was a big win, man, for RaNgeD. Good way to kind of start the series off here. Yeah.
Definitely. So these are going to be best of 3, and RaNgeD is going to take the first one. So I guess Jimin picks his map now, and this one's going to be live, or if this also going to be a pre-play? Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah. So yeah, looks like map is Apocalypse. No shocker here. I love this map for Zerg vs Protoss. I think it's a good Zerg pick here for Jimin.
Yep.
But yeah, with this, our players are ready, folks. Let's go ahead and jump into game number 2 here of Jimin vs RaNgeD. Hold the phone. CRVT $2,000 donation. Thank you so much, sir. We really appreciate it. Yeah, that's a hell of a way to start off the BSL season here. So thank you so much.
CRVT, you are the MVP. Thank you very much.
Always one of the highest donators.
Yep.
Every single season of BSL, one of the biggest contributors. So thank you very much.
Yeah, if you don't know CR, if you don't know him, then you need to know him because he's every year, every season, he's the largest, one of the largest supporters. So definitely give your love to CRV.
Yep. Rock on. Well, we got Jimin versus RaNgeD here. Looks like Jimin going to get away with that early Overlord Scout. Always a big bonus on this map or any map for ZVP. So
absolutely.
Yeah, looking good. What do you think RaNgeD is going to do here?
Maybe he goes for the Forge Open again. I mean, it looks like he is going for. It's hard to say at present, but looks like Jimin's going for Overpull, which is what he did last game. Pretty standard.
Yeah, pretty standard opener.
Yep.
I guess if you are RaNgeD, you have to maybe expect the same thing, right? Like Jimin is hyper aggressive. If you know the game is eventually going to draw out to be a hyper aggressive match, what holds aggression better than cannons? For Protoss early on.
Ooh,
oh
going
man,
for the 11x.
Ooh, it's gonna pay off. Oh man, that's crazy. He's just bold. That's a crazy thing to do versus Jimin.
Dude,
for sure. Oh, he's
pulling the boys.
Whoa, he's can't believe the audacity of this Nexus
even
first.
A thing?
It's a thing. It's definitely a thing.
Okay.
It's a thing. It's an old thing. You don't see it very often anymore, but yeah, this is definitely a thing.
Bro.
Yeah, if you don't scout it, man, Protoss is in trouble.
Wow. Now there's no hatchery here. RaNgeD has to be thinking something. There's no hatchery. He knows he's here. Okay.
Oh man, is he gonna react to time? Oh, he's gonna react to time. Second can he just needs to pull probes. He cancels the first cannon. Oh my gosh, he might have this. I think he's got this.
Oh, he couldn't cancel it. Oh, he cancels the Nexus. He knows this is all in.
He canceled the other. This is over. Jimin wins.
Yeah. Wow.
Whoa.
Crazy.
That was a cool move. Yeah, that was a cool move. Have not seen that in such a long time. But man, that was Drone pull sneaks around the probe. It just gets after it with the overpull timing, man. Now, very well done there, Jimin.
Machine, do you think if RaNgeD spotted those drones with the probe, he would have been able to defend that?
I think he could have. He could have pulled the probes earlier. Honestly, once you see those drones out there, maybe you do just cancel the Nexus right away, make 3 cannons.
I don't know what the proper response is there, but it looks like a hard counter. As long as you evade that probe that comes, it looks to me like a hard counter.
For sure. And he did it so well. Got a very nice surround on each of the cannons. Just tore them down instantly. So. Yeah, that was a quick win too from Jimin, so well done there.
Definitely.
Yeah, with that should be RaNgeD map pick next. So yeah, Apocalypse gonna be a tough map anyway, for Protoss in my opinion. So maybe he'll just pick a 4-player map, or I would guess would be more RaNgeD style and something like this. Yeah, just go Forge opener, 4-player map, and try to draw the game out a little longer.
Yeah, I kind of like his ambition going the 11 Nexus there, but maybe it'll be better on a 4-player map versus Apocalypse because you always run the risk of getting scouted first like that. I don't know exactly if that's the right way to think about it, but yeah, 4-player map definitely feels better if you're ranged against a player like Jimin, I think.
Oh, for sure, for
Just
sure.
add more variance.
Yeah, and we do see that it is going to be Deja Vu, so it is that 4-player map style that we were kind of talking about here. But yeah, with this, both of our players are ready to go, folks. Let's go ahead and jump into the final game of the series. And spawning top right side as the red Protoss, it's ranged. And spawning bottom left as the blue Zerg, once again, it is Jimin. I mean, we were talking about how, you know, Jimin, known for being hyper aggressive, ranged, you know, kind of the yin to that yang. If you're, you know, spawning cross map, you and you're ranged right now, I think you got to be happy about the position of this one.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't know if you go for the Nexus first again though, but still, things, you know, if he's looking to draw the game out, he should be in a good spot this game.
Yeah, even if he goes for the same build he did in game 1, to your point, the cross map element definitely is in his favor as far as defending against any like 8, 9, 10 Ling timing. Looks like a gate open here.
It is a gateway opener. Wow.
Huh.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't think this is it's gonna pay off, you know, in this position.
Right.
But I like that he's changing it up for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
I doubt Jimin expected it.
Yeah, and this is a 9 pull from Jimin, but he did the gas cancel, so he's got that over drone, which he's gonna use to scout. So the gate first will help get the number of zealots that he needs, I guess, to defend against 9 pull timing. But he needs to scout, which he's heading towards Jimin right now, so he will see what's going on here in just a minute.
Okay, okay. Yeah, drone actually even pulling back. I'm not sure why. He must just know it's cross map somehow. I don't know. But 6 lings were made. He's out on the map. Third drone probably just going to be used to harass this probe or take a third of his own.
Right.
This can always be tricky. Ranged has to make sure he's got a probe on the ramp. Oh, okay. Yeah, he gets it scouted though. Wow. Yeah, I wasn't joking when I said 2-hatch Muta. He'll go 2-hatch Muta ZVP.
That's exactly what I was thinking about when you made that comment.
Yeah, he's good at it, and this build catches a lot of Protoss off guard, you know?
Right. I like the decision to make the Nexus here prior to the Forge, but that pylon will go down, which is kind of big.
Yeah, it's huge. Yeah, it's definitely going to die. There's no way he saves that. Oh, unless he forces a fight with the 2 Zealots. Wow. Zealot popped out in just the nick of time there. I think RaNgeD baited that pylon a little bit.
I think you're right.
Force
Yeah,
that engagement.
Exactly. Yep.
Just really high level of control there.
And smart on Jimin too for not losing any lings, because he's not making any more. At least there's no more flooding through. So it's very important for him to keep those lings alive. And the fact that RaNgeD has his probe still alive, he's gonna see this layer timing, is pretty insane too. But Jimin is real tricky because we saw on that pool he's also making ling speed. So
yeah,
we shall see.
I think ling speed is a good idea here, especially cross map like this. I mean, it gives you such a threat of a counter, and you don't even need to.
Right.
But yeah, anytime Protoss sees ling speed, they have to be so wary about moving out, especially if you're moving out against Jimin.
Yeah. Yeah, and Jimin's doing a good job of hammering down this probe too, so that probe will go down prior to the ling speed. Oh, ling speed just hit. Probe's being
no
sent
cannon yet.
Interesting, yeah. Wow.
Core before cannon. That's so cocky.
I am loving this from RaNgeD.
Yeah, dude, I am too. It's great. It's the right call,
Right.
but that's so tough to say versus Jimin. We are seeing more Zerglings move across the map. Not much, just 4. Probably wants to threaten a counter because he knows Protoss is likely going to move out here soon. Stargate on the way. You know, the biggest tip I can give to Protoss players that play versus 2 base muta, 2 hatch muta, just do not move out with your first Corsair. Everyone does that.
Interesting.
Because it's just muscle memory.
Yeah.
But Zergs that are very good, you can obviously just make pure muta, or even your first, you can make 2 Scourge as well. And if you pick off that early Corsair, that's usually what opens up a lot of the early 2 hatch muta timings, is if that first Corsair is lost. And wow, RaNgeD not gonna fuck around at all. He's going to Stargate.
Pure respect.
Yeah. He's like, no, you're going 2 hatch muta, I'm gonna run this over.
Yeah, I guess it's safe to say these guys have some history with each other.
Yeah, they play like they've played quite a bit against each other. Wow, second cannon in the main.
Yeah. I mean, it's the right call,
that's
right?
That's crazy.
It's the right call. I guess the thought of lurkers is not in his cerebral, which I guess makes sense. But yeah, like I would think to send the first Corsair, but you're right. Like if you lose that first Corsair, so RaNgeD is gonna indeed send it cross map. Looks to be all mutas here.
It's gonna get caught.
But he has the cannons to fall back to at least, and he's got double Stargate.
You just never want to lose this first Corsair. I'm telling you, it's just you have to sit back. Yeah. So this is gonna go down.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, big pickup there, but no surprise. If you think about it, he's just kind of confirming that it is muta. That early probe, although it saw the layer timing, it did not see if there was a Hydra Den or not. So it really could have been lurker or something weird.
Yep.
Here we go. 5 muta. Should be picking off a couple probes here while you can one-shot them. But nope, he's actually just gonna move in here. Jimin's got to be careful here. If he gets a little too close, I actually think RaNgeD could just take that fight right now with 4 Corsair and win. Yeah. I guess he's probably waiting for a +1 air or something like that.
Yep. Yeah, he's definitely gonna want to look for a fight the moment that air +1 upgrade completes. But Jimin is not making more mutas, so he made 6 and then he switched to Hydras, made a whole bunch of drones sort of concurrent to that.
Smart. It's a tough transition, but I mean, obviously had he continued just making muta, it wouldn't have worked.
Yeah, right.
He
so
forced...
I like the decision from Jimin. But RaNgeD is advancing here, and he will see... Oh, he's moving out with Zealots. Okay.
Probably just a scouting force. Oh no, Leg's just now starting. Shoot, well this is not going to work. I don't know if I like this.
Yeah. So Jimin smartly only showing mutas. Now he's going to show the Hydras. There he goes. And now RaNgeD knows, but this is very expensive and costly just to confirm that it's Hydras.
Yeah, these are just donation Zealots. Unfortunately. If the Corsair were like a little closer by to this, so they could at least apply a little pressure to the mutas, I think it would have been better. But yeah, he did lose a lot of Zealots there for not much.
Yeah. He's got OV speed too, so he's...
And drop. Whoa. Going drop into 2-port Sair. It's bold.
The lack of OV should be a tell here for RaNgeD. I mean, at this stage of the game, when you don't see OVs like this, I would think he would have like some sort of like something is off.
Yeah.
But that's too many cannons.
It's too many cannons to attack into, sure. I don't think Jimin's going to attack into it. I think he's just waiting for drop at this point. He's going to try to shuttle to the main, which could be a good call here. But it does give RaNgeD a little more time to get Templar and Storm up. RaNgeD not exactly being inactive with these Corsair either. That's at least the second Overlord we've seen get picked off. So maybe if he gets into a position where he's supply blocking Jimin, you know, it could kind of stunt his growth. Well, that second cannon in the main is definitely going to come in handy here in a bit.
Yeah, I was just about to say. Oh, there's a double forge again. But there has to be RaNgeD has to have at some point like red flags going off here, because there's so little overlords in where he's been sort of scanning on the Zerg side of the map.
Yeah.
Like, and the lack of aggression here from, I'm wonder if he's starting to piece it together, or maybe he just isn't thinking about it at all. But that's something that I think is a little bit of a tell, the fact that, you know, OB speed was done so quick.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you could also, I guess, say maybe it's to defend versus DTs or something, but yeah. Or even running away from Corsair. But yeah, I get you for sure. And here we go. Cat's out of the bag. It is just Hydras, though.
Yep.
I think the mutas need to be paired up here.
Yeah, I agree. The mutas could have been helpful against the High Templars, but
I guess they're fighting the Corsair. Yeah, not the best storms, and all the zealots are dead. There was 4 sitting at the natural shoot. All right, Corsair's going in, diving on top of these overlords.
Ooh,
big storm this time.
Yep.
Man, this is actually doing so much damage here for Jimin. That's pretty much RaNgeD's entire production, and yeah, wow. GG is called there, and Jimin taking the series 2-1, a very close series there. Man, that was all off of you know, like a 2 hatch muta opener ZVP. That's kind of crazy. So
yeah, really I don't want to be any Protoss playing against this guy.
Yeah, it's I'm telling you, man, everything's so aggressive, everything's so quirky, but
oh my God.
Yeah, he really knows this matchup for sure. So well done by Jimin. He's going to be moving on to the Group B finals, actually. So he'll be facing off the winner of our next match, which is up here, which is going to end up being Sziky versus Dienmax. Yeah, man. So that's obviously going to be a pretty, you know, incredible match. Anytime you're watching Sziky play, you know, it's always a treat. And I heard he went Terran this time. I think someone in chat was saying he went Terran versus Dienmax.
Yeah, I saw that too.
Yeah. So I don't know. We'll see what that's about. Or he's going to go Terran, I guess. Yeah. So see how that goes. Yeah. Oh, he played Zerg. Okay, never mind. Okay. Someone was trolling me. Someone was trolling me. No, I'm good to go into the next match for sure.
Yeah. Yep.
Sweet. Okay. So we just need about a minute, folks, and we're gonna get into Sziky versus Dienmax. But yeah, I guess while we wait, what are your thoughts on this match? How do you think this one's gonna go?
Dienmax is strong. He always whoops my butt on the rank. He's super strong. He's got really good macro. But Sziky's so good too, where it's hard to say. Like Dienmax, I don't think has nearly the same level of success as Sziky in BSL. So I think Sziky just inherently will have the advantage due to that. But I know Dienmax is strong, just personally, and you know, I don't count players like that completely out. But I think Sziky does have the advantage here. But we'll see. I mean, anyone's game here.
Yeah, I'd agree. You know, it wouldn't be a big shock if Dienmax, you know, took out a player the caliber of Sziky. Dienmax definitely been around in previous BSLs. You know, competes in pretty much everything for foreign leagues. You know, very, very strong Protoss player. But yeah, I'd be hard pressed to say Zyky's not the favorite here. Everybody knows about Sziky, man. Might be, in my opinion, you know, the strongest foreign Zerg at the moment and has been for a little bit. So, yeah,
How active is
he's
Sziky
incredible.
these days?
You know, I don't really see him play much.
Me neither.
But you know,
where is he?
I think he's got a big brain, man. He doesn't need to play a lot. He just knows how to play. It's just in him, you know. He's like Keanu Reeves in The Matrix. He's like, I know Zerg. He's already been jacked in, man.
Sziky the one.
Yep, the one. Exactly, the one. All right. Well, it looks like first map's going to be Dominator. So yeah, we were already complaining about this map for ZVP. So I can't wait for Sziky to show me how I'm supposed to do this here. But yeah. All right. Both our players are ready to go, folks. So let's jump into game number 1 here of Sziky versus Dienmax. And spawning top left side as the blue Protoss, we have BSL Dienmax. All right, you intro him, Jiraiya. Let's hear it.
We have our Hungarian Zerg in red in the bottom left position, superstar Sziky.
Ooh, I love it, man. I love it. You got to do more intros for sure. All right, so 3-player map. You know, I guess if any of the other games we saw today are an indication, maybe Hydra pressure is just strong here. At least that's what I've also been seeing in Soup on this map, Soup Starleague. So that's my guess, but it's Sziky, man, so it could be anything. We know how much he loves his mutas. Would be no shocker to see him open muta here early on either. Right. But yeah, I guess we'll have to see.
Yeah, I want to say Dienmax isn't always. I don't think he always makes a Stargate. At least versus me.
Okay.
He just abuses me with Citadel.
Like Dark Archon or just like Storm or something?
Yeah, like Zealot legs DT into Storms typically. So maybe against Sziky he'll have more respect and make the Stargate. I'm not sure, but yeah, Sziky likes to go for the mutas. Sometimes 3 hatch. I don't think exactly 2 hatch variations, but I could be wrong about that. But
I think he's capable of mixing everything in. But yeah, I don't think he'll probably be pulling out a 2 hatch versus Dienmax, but who knows? That's just my guess.
Well, he's doing the same build that Jimin did on this map specifically when he failed that all-in against RaNgeD. He's doing the 9 pull with the over drone with the gas trick, and then once that overlord pops out, he makes 6 lings. So we'll see if Sziky kind of follows the same kind of trend. This wall that Dienmax makes is similar to what RaNgeD did. And it is susceptible, at least as far as the Hydra is picking off those buildings up front. But we know that when you commit after building those, killing those buildings, it's kind of a nice concave for those cannons. So I'm kind of curious to see how this plays out as far as what Sziky does. No early gas here, so maybe not mutas and more macro style from Sziky.
Yeah, that's kind of my guess too. Just he should 245, I think, is the timer where you have to start getting extractor if you're planning on opening Spire. Oh, blunder there from Sziky. Lost a couple lings. Maybe got a little too aggressive there. Not a big deal, but yeah, that definitely adds up over time. And yeah, we even see him taking the 6 o'clock base, which has a 3rd gas. So I'm kind of getting the idea Zyky's in or not in a position where he feels like he wants to pressure early on here.
Right. This spot machine, do you ever open this 9 pull kind of style that Sziky likes to do in ZVP?
I do. I definitely do with the drone cancel.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think it's really good. I mean, you use it to catch Protoss is opening like Nexus first.
Right.
You know, like we saw from RaNgeD Game 2 or whatever. And the other thing is versus gate openers, it's really strong. You wouldn't, I don't think you do this hoping they go Forge, but you could play out of it. Kind of a thing.
Okay.
If you have really good, like, Sziky Zergling control and a player opens one gate, you could just fuck people up, basically.
Right, you can just end the game there. Right, yeah. But in this spot specifically, I have so much trouble. If I do this build, and sometimes I do exactly what Sziky does, and sometimes just lose like my first 3 lings to those 2 cannons. But this spot, okay, I like the layer here from Sziky. It's not like the quickest layer, but what I tried to do is more of a macro with a late layer, and it never worked. So I like this decision from Sziky, even though it's not a quick tech, to not to make the tech.
Yeah, to make the tech, exactly. Yeah. Like, I get what you're saying. Where like it's maybe you know, appealing to delay the layer altogether and say I'm gonna make a lot of Hydralisks and focus all of my Thespian on, you know, producing Hydras, but you don't really have to do that. I guess. This is this Aspire? I'm actually kind of surprised this is Spire, just due to the timing of it. I mean, if this Corsair gets after it from Dienmax, he might be able to kill 2-3 Overlords, which would be a pretty big deal.
Yeah, I mean, he'll at least kill this one here, I would think. Maybe he even goes out further, knowing that he can kill this one later. Maybe get the one closer to Sziky's base.
Sziky's at least doing a great job hiding Overlords around the map. We're seeing, you know, bottom left, bottom right, edges, you know, of the map. But these 3 Zealots just gonna walk across the map here from Dienmax. Man, looks like my games with Dienmax. like he just walks just straight, kills my drones immediately, you know. Like it's like, oh, okay, my Zerglings were exactly where they shouldn't have been. Like
Zero said mine too, and I mentally said me too.
It's just true, man. Dienmax always finds those opportune moments, man. He's very good about that. Yeah. So I think Spire is at least getting pretty close to done. Okay, air armor.
Okay.
Sziky things. I like it. I mean, air armor usually means he wants to fight, I think, with Muta's mid-game. And we aren't even seeing a 3rd Corsair being produced, so this is definitely a Dienmax thing. If he doesn't continue the Corsair production here real soon, Sziky will kill all of his Templar. Yeah, he's really got to be careful with that. Yep, Sziky just being really smart about Scourge movement. Wow, doesn't kill it, though. Scourge are really smart. Yeah. Great AI. Love that unit. Third gas even. Wow, Sziky could maybe do like a mass Muta build. I don't know. We'll see.
Okay. Well, Dienmax is going for. Oh, now he's making the +1. Okay, so he's sniffing something out here. Maybe he's kind of hedging in case it is Mutas. I don't know if he knows for sure it's Mutas, or maybe he does, but he's certainly acting like he does know.
Yeah, he's at least continuing the Corsair production. What I'm worried is the natural mineral line doesn't have a cannon in it, and I think there's an opening there if Sziky wanted to pick off some probes, especially on the gas. That could be a big deal. Oh, I didn't even see that DT get out. Man, swipes a drone and gets out. Very well done.
Yeah, Dienmax looking really clean right now. Just super clean with his decision making. Sziky, he's got a lot of supply and a lot of drones.
Yeah, I mean, which is scary for Protoss the further this game goes. So
yeah.
He's gonna make Sunkens. He's gonna make a bunch of Sunkens, it looks like, and just try to defend with Sunk. So here comes Protoss. This was the timing Dienmax was hoping for. I think he's got +1 air, good amount of zealots on the field. But actually, that's a lot of Scourge as well from Sziky.
No, he doesn't know it's muted. I think he's poking in here to confirm it. Because that +1 air machine, I don't think he clicked that right away. I think it's still running right now. I don't think he's got the +1 Corsair.
Oh, shoot. Okay.
Yeah, like now he knows, and he's going to back off now. But the pacing of Sziky is kind of weird to me. Like, it's a little awkward, but like in an efficient way. Because it's kind of, I don't know if there's mental games going on here, but I feel like I have mental gymnastics right now in watching Sziky's like tempo. But like he didn't make those mutas, or at least he didn't make like the larger group of mutas until kind of zealots were being produced. So to your point, even though there was an opening at that mat, I don't think he was. These are almost
even
like
looking for
mutas to me. Like defensive mutas. Like, what is this?
Yeah, they do kind of look like that. I mean, he was prioritizing droning above all else, I guess. And yeah, I mean, it's worked. He's now basically equivalent on workers. Yeah. There's no reason why he should even want to attack, but he also has a scary Muta Scourge flock. Oh, right. Oh, wow, big connections. Not the worst for Dienmax. I guess he's only got 4 Corsair left, but still big pickup there for Sziky. Dienmax is going to need some Storm here very soon and should probably just not even attack, right? He's only up by 15 supply. I think he would benefit from maybe just trying to take a 3rd and a 4th of his own and just hold it.
Yep, totally agree with that.
Wow, look at the spreading of the Scourge. He did that really well. Yeah, nice pickup there. Ooh, here come Templar. Oh, that could really hurt if Sziky doesn't see it. Oh, but he does. Okay, does get the 2nd storm off. Pretty big storms. But wow, Sziky once again just getting the better of the trade there.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dienmax should. I mean, he has to really just try to hold a 3rd base, I guess. It's gonna be his only shot. Man, Sziky just makes it look so simple. What did he do? He just made Muta. He just like sat on his half of the map and like Zealots pushed in. He just killed a few of them with Mutas and you know
he just made
pushed
it
the Corsairs
so
away. Yeah, he does.
It's supply than Protoss. Like,
it's not fair.
That's normal. That's normal for him, but not anyone else that plays this race.
Yeah, nope, nobody else, man. He just makes it look so easy. It's crazy.
Yeah. Oof.
Picks off the Corsair, saves all the Scourge. That's crazy.
Yeah, so Sziky here taking a 4th and a 5th at the same time. Look at that.
And what does Protoss have? Doesn't have any more Corsairs, right? He's on Dragoon tech, basically. Lost every Templar that's moved across the map.
Yep.
It's, you know, and this is like Dienmax, the guy who bullies all of us on ladder. It's crazy. Man, Sziky just looking good, man. I don't know. Group B, it's you know, it's gonna be tough, but man, it's hard to not say Sziky's gonna be the favorite in this group, just by how this game 1's going.
Yeah.
I just like how he doesn't feel like pressured to attack. You know, he's despite being ahead, even he's doing these smart little skirmishes. What is this counter?
How did he just slip through everything? I mean, this is gonna force Dienmax to come back. He needs this 3rd. If he doesn't come back, then he's all in. That's the bottom line. And then, he's too far deep down, and now there's lurkers.
Oh my gosh, yeah, lurkers are a little caught out. You never want to like be forced to move lurkers into dragoons.
Yeah.
But Dienmax seems to just be kind of trying to avoid the bulk of the lurker force.
Right. That storm's gonna have to do a lot. He's only got 1 High Templar sort of trailing back here. He's gonna have to do a lot.
And Sziky, yeah, he'll lose the mineral only, but he's gonna sandwich this as soon as the Muta and the Hydras get back home.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, just Sziky things, making it look easy.
Where did these Hydras come from? Oh, those.
They were the attacking the third.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Dienmax does have a rally set up though. Lurker eggs morphing on Dienmax's side of the map, and yeah, he's still got to move through all of these lurkers, which is just not going to happen. Sziky likely going to lose a few eggs here, but not a big deal. Nope, saves those two. What was I thinking? Yeah. Why did I even assume he was going to lose something?
Check out those upgrades. 2-1 for Sziky. It's like 1-1.
Wow, 2-1 already. 2. Holy shit.
+2
That's
power
crazy.
spike.
Yeah, it looks like Sziky just kind of knows the state of the game. Probably knows he's up supply at this point. He's just trying to pressure where he can. Has forward lurkers all around the map. Dienmax
really
is
like
restarting the third. Ooh. Oh, you like Dienmax's move out, or?
No, I really like how Sziky has played this game.
Yeah.
This is everything that I wish I can do in ZVP.
Man, I do this all the time. I'll like watch Sziky play, and then I'm like, it looks so good. I wonder if I could do that, and then I just queue up the next ladder game, and it's just atrocious from start to finish. I don't even make it to lurkers. Yep, all that inspiration gone. Like, I don't even make it to Muta, right? Like, it's, that was a really good trade for Dienmax.
Yeah, where the heck did
that.
this army come from?
It's his little, like, his skirmishing force, man. He's got his, like, platoon out there taking out lurkers left and right. It's just too many Dragoons. He just doesn't have the gas. You know what I think this is partially is that gas at the natural for Dienmax kind of sucks on this map. I think you need like 4 to efficiently mine it. You'll see a
pause there. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a pause. I think we're seeing a lot of just that. Maybe if he had a little additional gas to work with, he would be able to maybe stockpile more Templars or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, Sziky just kind of casually throwing units across the map now. Hydras, Zerglings. Just has really good upgrades, so all the trades are going pretty well for him. And GG is called. So well done from Sziky there. Game number 1 versus Dienmax. No surprise. Yeah, he did that very, very well. Yeah.
Yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head. Just like in retrospect, I think Dienmax had a really good start, and I feel like when he moved out with those speed zealots in his Corsair, he probably should have took a third. But it's hard to know because Sziky was playing so passively. Like, I don't think Sziky ever attacked. Ever.
Right.
Ever.
Yeah,
that entire game. He countered once, but he never like attacked once. Even at the end there, he just contained. So I really like this style, and I don't feel like Sziky was always like that, more defensive minded, but I feel like it really suits him because he reacts so well. Even with the early game, when he had those speedlings down the map and sort of spread them and missed where Dienmax had those 3 to 4 zealots, he was able to just quickly respond, save his drones, and maybe lost like a drone, and that's it. Clean that up, and then just sort of progressed his build. So really like what I saw from Sziky there. Really impressive.
Yeah, man, absolutely. He's just playing very solid. Doesn't feel the pressure, like the need to, get overly aggressive, and because of that, he had great drone count early on. Yep. I thought the Spire was delayed. Nope, he didn't take significant Overlord losses, or anything like that. So
right.
Yeah, it went really well for him. That should be Dienmax's map pick, at least. So wonder, what he's going to consider like a solid map pick versus Sziky in this position. And another Deja Vu pick. Wow, 4-player map. Okay. Yeah, I like this for Dienmax. It's a completely different style from what we saw the previous game here. So,
Right.
yeah, we'll have to see how this one goes. But with that, both of our players are ready. So let's go ahead and jump into game number 2 here of Sziky versus Dienmax. And spawning top left side of Deja Vu as the blue Protoss, we have Dienmax.
In the bottom left, we have our Hungarian Zerg champion in Sziky.
Yeah, man. Previous BSL champion. I mean, obviously, if you couldn't tell, if you didn't already know before last game, yeah, just a strong Zerg player. And yeah, definitely someone who I've always thought has been, one of the best, if not the best, in the foreign scene for many years now.
And
I think True Touch was
really
up there,
and
yeah, and he's Bonoth Sziky 2v2 is a nightmare.
they're the best team.
Yeah, they're so insanely talented at this game.
But you were saying True Touch.
I think True Touch was up there for best Zerg outside Korea at one point. I think Eon Zerg as well. Man, sometimes I think Eon Zerg's Zerg vs Protoss is insanely good. His Zergling control, especially like early game and late game, is maybe the best. It's incredible. Rhett's up there when he's playing as well. Wish that guy would play more.
Yeah, what is he doing?
I don't know, man. He plays other games too. He plays like Lineage and stuff occasionally. So he might just casually be deciding to be the best in the world at that. Like really, he's like that level at Lineage. So he's incredibly good at it. Yeah.
Doing red things.
Just doing red things, man. So we got the pool done here. 4 Zerglings to open it up here for Sziky. Smart call, in case it's a 1 gate, which it absolutely is. Sees just the single gateway, no hidden second gate or anything. Forge going down. This is because he's playing against Sziky. Yeah, that's the other benefit of going 9 pool all the time, like Sziky does, is you're feared. You're definitely feared for those early 9 pools.
Yeah. And Sziky knows exactly what's going on. He's sending a 3rd drone out for his 3rd. Making more links. I like that.
Yeah, he's at least going to need them to defend against this countering Zealot at the moment. It is just 2 Zerglings, so this could get a little tricky. He might need to incorporate some drones to defend. But yeah, actually making 2 more Zerglings out of the main. Sziky not trying to run by yet, just pressuring the gateway down. Cannon being forced, 4 probes as well. Ooh, Sziky killing off 1 probe to start things off here. 2nd probe falling. So 2 probes for 2 Zerglings. Ooh, but he does lose a drone. That's pretty big, actually. Yeah, all of us Zergs can attest. It's just so painful to lose that first drone to the first Zealot that walks across the map.
Picks off another probe there.
Evens the score, man. He did that pretty well.
I like Dienmax's subtle cancellation of his cannon. I really like that play because that Nexus was so delayed because of that cannon. He decided once he killed the majority of those lings to forego that cannon, so he was able to plant that Nexus down eventually, which is good. But wow, look at all these lings from Sziky. This is definitely okay. So defensive links, I guess.
Yeah, just enough to be able to fend off, the 3 Zealots. So really good call, really good timing from Sziky there. He's trying to not affect his economy as much as he has to, and he will win this trade.
Yeah, fancy split here from Dienmax. At the very least, he's getting information here, sees exactly the later timing. Another Zealot here in the Nat.
Yeah, I don't know how the Zergling's not quite able to follow. He's actually attacking the natural at the same time. Also gets a drone in the main. Whoa. Okay.
This is really bad.
Yeah, this is big damage actually for Dienmax. So yeah, suddenly, maybe I don't know. It's hard to say, but if you're Sziky, you're definitely a little less confident at the moment. And there's another Zealot split off going to the third, by the way.
Oh wow,
crazy.
Yep. See on the mini map there. Looks like Sziky does sniff it out, but he might force a drone pull or two.
Yeah, it'll at least be some lost mining time. After Sziky's lost so many drones, he wants to definitely be yeah, a little careful with these. So yep, going to end up forcing that pull. Dienmax not quite able to get a kill, but still doing crippling eco damage here just by sending a Zealot across the map.
Yeah, I think Sziky planted this fire, but he also was forced to have to remake those drones that he lost. So this is definitely not a version of Sziky heading into sort of this mid-game territory like he was in the previous game. This, you know, he took a lot of damage, had to remake drones. So the strength that he goes in here with the muted tech is certainly not going to be as potent as it was in the prior game.
Yeah, I have to completely agree. It's not. I mean, Sziky's just not really on, you know, great footing at the moment. He's gonna have to be very careful with these first few mutas. I'm sure that Spire's been somewhat delayed. Dienmax too, though. I mean, this isn't. You know, we're already 6:30 into the game. First Corsair's not out, so he's taken some losses as well. And actually, wow, yeah, Sziky almost even somehow in workers. I don't know how he does that.
Yeah, as I say, he's not coming into this mid game very strong. He's almost on even footing here as Protoss on drones. But you got to think, is there a breaking point on that? Like, is there a ramification for all these drones? You know, sometimes when I'm playing Zerg and I make too many drones, it's like, okay, I feel really good, and all of a sudden I'm dead. So I'm curious to see if this pans out for Sziky.
It's possible, I think, for him to overmake drones. Like, he's, you know, when he sees like these 6 Zealots move across the map, he's gonna need mutas to defend here. We actually even see him throwing down creep colonies, which is always a last resort. You don't really want to spend drones if you don't have to, but he feels like he has to. Using the Dienmax just turns around too. So yeah, nice cancellation by Sziky. Looking for Corsairs, not quite able to see that Stargate yet. Man, they have so Scourges don't have that much scouting range.
No, they do not.
Well, but still, Sziky being very careful with them. Hasn't quite scouted out the Stargate yet, but looks like he's going to. Okay, and does see that it's building.
Oh, if he went a little bit further, he would have saw the... Oh, never mind, it's core. He already saw the Citadel. Or he sees it now.
Ooh. Does lose the Scourge on the natural cannon. Oh. Okay. Third?
Yeah,
third gas. Wow.
Third gas, showing only 3 mutas. I wonder if... Yeah, no, he's still making mutas. Okay.
I mean, last game, he kind of did this similarly. It was just enough mutas kind of to defend was what we were noticing, right? And then he didn't really get aggressive. So, I mean, maybe if he's kind of doing what he did last time, he can't really get he won't be aggressive with these early mutas. And yeah, it looks like he's just defending.
Yep. Doing a really good job of just spotting everything. Sziky on the map. Like, none of these Zealot movements are going undetected. Now, right now it is a blind spot for him, but prior to that, he was doing a really good job of just making sure that everything was in front of him, which was a little bit of an issue last game. So, a little bit in the pitch dark right now.
Yeah, it is definitely a little dark right now. He's doesn't have the 6th hatchery quite yet for his production. Last game, I remember he was on closer to about 42 to 46 workers.
Right.
And it seems like he's kind of cut the production a little short at the moment, and is opting just to start producing off of, you know, around 36 workers or so. Still picks off a Corsair. He's gonna push this back. Is he gonna commit here over the cannons? It looks like it. Crazy, all but 3. Yeah, Corsair die, and actually, oh man, he could have got another one there, but very well done. Looks like Zealot counter is happening. Gonna likely need to pull these drones, but actually no, maybe not. He's just gonna use the mutas to defend. We might lose the Vespian Geyser here though. That could be a nice pickup.
Yeah. Yeah, Dienmax is floating a lot of money here. I feel like he can't afford to keep bleeding units like this.
Yeah, I'm not I mean, if these were picking off a lot of drones or, you know, a Evo chamber, I could understand it. He does get one drone there. But yeah, that was not a great trade on behalf of Dienmax there. And Sziky, once again, just kind of sitting back, right? He'll probably take a 4th here soon if he's playing like he did last game. Is up to 50 workers now as well, so yeah, doesn't really need to build any more drones on 3 bases.
Yeah,
but he does anyway.
Dienmax did spot the Hydras morphing in the main when he sent those Zealots, so he knows that's not like just pure meters here. +1 Carapace is done for Sziky, so those meters can tank those Corsairs. In return, the Scourge can also tank those shots going in, so this kind of keeps Dienmax honest, and it's very hard for Protoss to make Corsairs and things like DAs to mitigate mutas. So
yeah, true. It's just so much gas, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You gotta get the upgrade. You gotta build the Dark Archon. Like, yeah, it's a lot.
This looks like a 2-base timing here from Dienmax. He still needs to spend his money, and he can still get up to like 150 PSI, but this is kind of like what you said last game, where like maybe it's better for him to secure his 3rd while he's kind of getting into that 130, 150 PSI territory. But
yeah, he's got the money for it. But yeah, 1 Zergling going to prevent an entire base from getting up. It's crazy. Like, yeah, as Protoss, you gotta send a Zealot or something to clear the base before you take it every time. That being said, no lurkers, so if these storms can land, you know, he could be in a good shot here. Good spreading though from Sziky. Jumps all over the Templar, but actually, mutas do get vaporized. Yeah, this is pretty close. I think he's got more Hydras at his 3rd that are gonna end up kind of rallying in, but it is still very close. And Overlords are starting to fall here. The one thing I'll say is no significant drone damage. Like, there's just, I think that Templar is chilling, waiting for a storm, hoping, but it's not gonna happen.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, he literally lost what, two drones in that? 3 drones?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, not much at all. And obviously, Dienmax losing pretty much his entire army. Dienmax now countering immediately to try to kill that 4th. Still no 3rd base in production for Dienmax. Oh man, he's hunting the probe too, just constantly delaying this 3rd base from getting up. You know, Sziky does lose his own 4th, but still just coming out ahead of the altercation. Oh, he trapped the Zealots from being able to run into the main. That's such a high-level play. Wow. It's like, nope, I don't want to go chasing after you. You're dead.
Well, Dienmax has a very impressive supply lead still, given everything that just occurred. So you gotta think it's not completely over for him. He did manage to kill the 4th base, so it's still like 2 base versus 3 base. But to your point, if he did kill some drones, this would feel a lot better. But because Sziky is still mining optimally off of 3 bases, it's like it's a very strong 3 base Zerg that you're still
Okay, guys, so you are still live. I am still with you, but my second computer is having kind of a issue with Ethernet. I need to make a reinstall of Windows. I was supposed to make it, but there was some unexpected events. So let me just log into my second computer and connect to the casters. I have the. Maybe I will be able to make it here actually. I don't see the chat unfortunately. Okay, so my computer is turned on. I know that's annoying, guys. I will try to make it work for tomorrow. I will do everything possible. Probably Olivka will do it with me, so it's going to be checked twice by the expert and by my own. By the way, if you don't know, I just became a father for the second time today. Exactly 8 hours and 21 minutes ago. So now I have a daughter and a son who is 2.5 kilograms because he is a early born. But I'm doing everything possible to connect with the guys. I don't see the chat, so I don't know what you guys are typing. I guess you still don't hear me because there is a delay, because those games were supposed to be played live, but I told players that they can start their games and just play it out because I didn't want them to wait for me, because I didn't know when I will solve those issues, and if I will solve those issues. Huge apologies to the casters. Please, guys, give them shout out. Thank them that they are so patient with me and with my gear. I have the casters. I don't know if. Okay, so you probably can hear them, but they don't hear me. But because I unplugged my microphone. So I need to go back to them. So goodbye, guys.
All right, folks, we are back here. So yeah, pretty much game state. Zyky's really been denying this third for quite some time here, but Dienmax been winning some of these skirmishes in the center of the map, like quite a bit of them.
Yep.
Yeah, another rally even of Dragoon Zealot coming in from Dienmax here. What's the Templar count? Is it pure Zealot Goon? Might be
Yeah, pure Zealot Goon.
Whoa.
There's a lot of Zealot Goon machine.
Yeah, there's a ton of Zealot Goon here. Getting a perfect surround on top of these Hydralisks.
Dude.
He just do it? Whoa, that's insane.
How do you can't kill that. That's too many units.
Yeah, that's way too many units. I mean, Dienmax is doing a great job using these Zealots to kind of buffer. Hydra Den falls, so you know no more Hydras are going to be produced from here on. And GG actually called there from Sziky. Man, what a shocker. I was just saying that I thought Sziky had it because he was able to deny that third for so long, but if he can't defend, yeah. Crazy.
I guess you just make a lot of units and go. That was insane.
I think it's a big advantage of Deja Vu on that map. Like, you notice how like Dienmax was like really Dragoon heavy or whatever?
Yeah.
Because the center of the map is like high ground down, you get so much high ground advantage for shots, and also that's negated for like Hydralisks, right? So
Right.
even though the supply was so close, I just think the units weren't quite able to trade as efficiently as Sziky wanted there. So well done. Like good strat for the map for sure. And Dienmax like gets a big win when he needs it most. Yeah.
Yep. Definitely pulled that from Dienmax from within deep because things were looking real grim as you said. But yeah, really nice victory there for Dienmax.
I mean, they really were like at one point, like Sziky was like even worker count basically off 3 base for so long with an early third gas, like picked off all the Corsairs, and there you go. We see it's going to be a Neo Dark Origin as the pick here for Sziky. So pretty cool map for this matchup. I get why he'd pick it. But yeah, players are ready, folks. Let's go ahead and jump into Game 3 here and see who's going to take the series. And spawning top left side as the red Zerg from Hungary, it is Sziky.
In the bottom right, we have ourselves a Dienmax in blue, Protoss. Where is Dienmax from? Oh, Peru.
Yeah, Peru. One of the strongest Peruvian Protoss players for sure. You see him a lot in the LATAM leagues, and he's a menace, man. He's definitely a tough player to play against for sure. We see an overpool here from Sziky, actually, pretty middle of the road. Like, I kind of like this. You're tied up now, 1-1. Not a game to take any big risks or anything.
And again, Machine. Remember the last time we casted together and we were watching Sziky play, and you made the comment, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, you're right."
Yep. I know what you're gonna say.
He doesn't like doing it. Still, why?
I don't understand it. And I have noticed that other really top like ASL Zergs don't do it as well. So it is something I am like fundamentally not understanding. My only guess, and it's totally a guess, is that it's maybe easier to defend versus 1-gate Zealot openers, your mineral line. But it's a guess. I don't understand. Like, if you can boost the top mineral, why would you not want to boost the top mineral?
Yeah.
It makes sense for ZVZ because you're blocking like your optimal sunken position, and it's obviously way more important to just stay alive than do that. But like, let's say I'm going like 12 pool open hatch expand ZVZ, I'll put the pool there because I want the, you know, drone acceleration or whatever. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
And you're not like anticipating to have to make it sunken in your main anyways when you're taking the expo. So it's like, yeah, I can't. The only reason would be if just to have less of a, to your point, the mineral line, you know, against that first seal out. But
yeah,
because there's no way he doesn't know. There's no way he doesn't know. So it's definitely purposeful. But I'm very curious if there's like a scientific reason.
Exactly. There's no way he does not know. He's too good. Like he does it in a lot of other situations. You know what I mean? Like it's just this is the one, and I got to figure that out at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Sziky taking his third, and Dienmax knows exactly what's going on. 2 cannons here from Dienmax. I guess it's
playing
pretty
extra
standard.
Safe.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess he just wants to maybe cut the zealot and get additional probes.
Right.
So kind of a smart way to play. He scouted overpool. It's not really a he's not expecting a lot of pressure, right?
Right.
And even if he did, 2 cannons can hold quite a bit with a probe pull. So yeah, cool call here from Dienmax. I think this is a map where Zerg gets really aggressive against Protoss because it is a nightmare map to once it gets to split map. So what I see a lot of Zergs do here is they'll, you know, you can Spire Opener, probably likely what we're going to see from Sziky, but then they'll get into Lurker a little quicker and try to just keep Protoss on 2 base. And then they can kind of like back up and take the 4th on the high ground, like below Sziky's 3rd here.
Right.
And you just cannot ever let Protoss get a 4th base on this map, or it's just game over. It's so tough. Once Protoss gets a 4th here.
Yeah, and those bridges are also almost impossible. It feels impossible to, at times, you know, the bridges. You know what I'm talking about? That's outside the mat, like those main spot. Like it's so if you get like contained by lurkers and whatnot, it's not
so
easy.
Tough
I
for
feel
Protoss
like
to break out. No, I totally agree. That's why I think lurkers are so strong on this map because good luck getting across those bridges with single file dragoons versus lurker Hydra. You know, it's just not going to happen. So kind of a different feature about this map that you don't see in a lot of other maps, but very strong for Zerg in that regard. I like the tricky Stargate placement to kind of hide the Corsair. And it's so weird because that's a position you see a lot of Zergs put there for Stormlord, so the fact that he knew Sziky didn't do that is definitely like a personal mind game.
Yep. Yeah, because he showed the OV, the Citadel timing, and now the Corsair. But yeah, these 2 Zealots, holy moly, I don't even know how they did, but he must have took a route that was not the traditional route. This is just really good.
Dienmax things, man. He's so good at it. Yeah,
really
he always gets Zealots out in the weirdest spots. I'm never ready for him. Yeah. But it looks like, Speed's going to pick in here. Nice surround by Sziky. Will end up taking out both these Zealots. Did he even build additional wings? I think he just did that with 6. That's crazy. Oh, there was more, just as natural.
Yep.
So Sziky gonna have to transfer some drones from Nat to 3rd here, but very solid hold here for game 3.
Oh yeah, that's a lot of drones. He's gonna have to move those.
He didn't hotkey his 4th hatchery. It's got 3 larvae. Oh, okay, he just spent it. There we go. All right, so a couple cannons in the main here. Building additional Corsairs. Once again, no cannon at the natural mineral line. That's 3 games in a row. I'm a little surprised, because if Sziky gets 5 Muta, he can just start picking off probes here. And Dienmax has done this consistently, all 3 games. There we go. 1, 2. And these are big, because they're I mean, worker count is even, literally.
Right. Yeah.
So every single one of these is like, it is a necessary probe. It is, and now already, yeah, Sziky taking worker lead at the
Just like
8-minute mark. Yeah,
Just like that.
Just like that, exactly. And despite losing the probes, he didn't make another cannon vine at his natural, so he's just not afraid, I guess.
Yeah, I guess he's happy with. Ooh, gotta be careful.
Wow, picks off a Corsair, picks off the trap probe so the Corsairs can't stack.
Right.
So very nice pickup. Still no cannon at the natural mineral line.
Yeah, at this point, I mean, Sziky must be transitioning into something. His supply is starting to creep up here. I mean, he's already above. So there's the Hydras. For all
Yeah, it
intents
is
and purposes,
Hydra.
Mutas.
Yeah. Yeah,
Done a lot
Hydra,
here.
more scored. Yeah, the mutas have done, I mean, really good damage here. I mean, it's also the scouting, right? He's making sure Dienmax is at least spending the cannons in the main. that he
Right,
needs
good
to.
point. Yep.
Scouting Corsair count, and that's not a big investment from Sziky here. He's got maybe 5 mutas or whatever.
Right.
Just trying to re-up the Scourge. Hydra count's getting pretty big. He'll likely push out here with this range attack upgrade and Overlord speed. Still though, Dienmax doing his own things. Yeah,
Yep.
I mean he's on 6 gateway count. Templars are out now. Definitely has enough Corsairs to run over all of the Mutalisks at this point.
Right.
But here comes Sziky. It's a lot of Hydra. Oh no, did he forget? Oh no, that is a very late Evo chamber. Oh, both of them. Oh no, oh no. Wow. Is there no forge in the main spinning? I mean, it's really going to come down to upgrades at some point. Maybe Dienmax has a forge inside the main and, might have +1 on the way. No, it's +1 armor. Okay. Yeah, it's just, yeah, whoa. Okay. Here comes the Muta. Still no cannon at that natural mineral line, so he might even pick off the Templar here. Oh, there's... Ooh.
Ooh.
Yeah, always dangerous to storm your own mineral line.
Yeah, no, you're right. He should have made a cannon in his mineral line.
Yeah. He's done that.
Oh, that was massive. Yeah. That was massive.
Yeah, that was huge. He's going to be able to pick off these Corsairs here. DT does waltz past, though. We'll have to see if Sziky knows about it. He at least has a sunken, I think, at the 3rd.
Yep.
So it shouldn't kill everything. Okay.
Yeah,
plenty of Overlords, plenty of Hydras. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He's fine. Looks like that +1 range attack being researched. Ooh, nice damage done to these Corsairs here. And Sziky feeling like he can actually just go ahead secure that high ground 4th I was talking about earlier. So, still, these are big kills. Sziky is supply blocked. But look at all that red moving across the map.
That's a lot of red, Machine.
Yeah.
Those are the bridges. Gonna get off the bridge into the middle of the terrain here, but lurkers are in play. Wow.
Ooh, that's so much stack damage on those zealots. Oh man. Ooh, good storms, but equally good dodges there from Sziky. Really trying to minimize that damage. Another huge storm though from Dienmax.
Yeah.
Corsairs cleaning up the mutas. I don't think Dienmax can move out, but he can absolutely hold a 3rd right now. Which might be all he needs to do, honestly.
Right. Yeah, I'd like to see Dienmax make a 3rd. I also want to see a second forge spinning.
A 3rd and a 4th? Yeah, keep the forge spinning. I'd love to see that for sure. And he is starting to produce like heavier Dragoon count, so he's getting to a composition where he'll at least be able to engage these lurkers and stuff.
Yeah.
If he can ever get to that 4th base, the game will start to flip on its head a little bit. I mean, that being said, Sziky is up supply by 11 supply. Zyky's already produced all of the overlords he'll need for this game too. He's at 200 food count.
Oh, that can't be correct though.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Yeah, maybe just against the, I don't know. Yeah, there's just so many Corsairs he's worried about it or something, but yeah. Still, it's done. He can just make nothing but units.
So he's just conceding the 3rd base to Protoss, which is absolutely fine because it's going to be too expensive to try to deny it, which makes sense. But Dienmax is scary. He's not the type of player I want to give too much time. You know, last game is a good example of that.
True.
So we'll see, because you're right. This map, when Protoss takes the 4th base, whether it's that one right above his 3rd or even like 1 o'clock, it's not easy for Zerg when you're dealing with a 4-base Protoss in the middle of the map. And
yeah, definitely not, especially once, you know, Protoss gets to like Reaver tech on the high ground, right? And then they're, you know, storm drops with Corsair. It can be kind of crazy. Wow, Sziky already set up here with lurkers though.
Love that.
Yeah, this is going to be a huge delay at this 4th base, at least for now, for Dienmax. Yeah, he's just making nonstop lurker at this point. I don't even know if he's going to be going to Hive Tech anytime soon. He might just be droning the 4th. Oh, he is going to Hive? Okay. Yeah, he's just doing everything, I guess. 4th base has been completed. We're starting to see more Zerglings being produced as well here from Sziky.
Yep.
So Zerglings are kind of nice, at least just to, you know, if nothing else but to block the ramps, and they'll just trade efficiently for storms. Yeah. Now that there's going to be so many more storms from Dienmax here. This is where the fight's going to be, right? Like, Protoss knows there's no way they'll be able to push across the 3 ramps. Wow, nice pickup there of those Templar from Sziky. So it's all about delaying and, you know, the 4th base here of Dienmax for Sziky and vice versa. Dienmax knows eventually he's got to get this 4th base up. And we are seeing more and more units being funneled out here by Dienmax. More Dragoons. Oh, but wow, look at the supply lead here.
Yeah, that's massive.
Yeah, really doing a great job staying on top of his macro.
Oh,
actually, this is the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's decided, you know what, he kind of sniffs out the forces of Protoss being a little too stretched thin, and so go ahead and engage this 3rd. Big pro pickups already. Lurkers in position. Yeah, that's so much damage. Wow. And Sziky also won the engagement at the 4th, so yeah, pushing in from the 4th. GG is called there. And yeah, Sziky gonna go ahead and take that series 2-1, another close series, just like the previous one we saw today. So yeah, big win. Now we got the finals, I believe, here of Group B, which will be you know, the winner of the first series, Jimin, facing off against Sziky in a ZVZ.
Yeah, I mean, in ZVZ, I wonder how aggressive Jimin could be in that matchup. Like, even more aggressive than you can be. I know offline, Machine, you had mentioned that Jimin has a couple of interesting proxy plays in ZVZ that I'm very eager to see. I don't know if it's going to come out in this series, but just curious because he is very aggressive, as we saw his first series against RaNgeD. Like in ZVZ, where there's so much action already, like how much more action could there be?
I mean, never enough for Jimin, that's for sure, man. He's yeah, he's got some pocket builds. Let's call him that.
The pocket
that
builds.
He knows how to, you know, He knows when and where to bring him out. He'll do sunken rushes. He'll do, off
drone
9 full
pulls.
speed, drone pulls, hidden hatcheries. It's it's all fair game to him. So, if nothing else, it could get really interesting for that reason. Obviously, he's got great muta control. So does Sziky, right? No surprise there. Sziky, even he's pretty much beat the ZVZ who's who in the foreign scene. So
right.
I don't think he'll be he'll have run across anything he hasn't seen before with Jimin.
Yep.
But yeah, I'm kind of just interested to see how this one goes. I know Jimin can and will get hyper aggressive, if he wants to. I don't
Okay, guys, this is my laptop. Can you hear me? Okay, you can hear me. Okay, so we
I
have
can.
OBS and Discord on this computer and just StarCraft on second one. So 1 second and we are back.
Okay. I guess Jiraiya, if you have to go at 5, like, no worries. I can solo cast, so I'll just do this and then we can just. Are you commentating tomorrow? I'm not sure.
I wasn't sure if I was needed.
Okay.
I can though.
So for tomorrow we have Mr. Madinho and Machine signed up, but
Okay, perfect.
I guess we are booked for tomorrow.
Okay. Cool.
Okay.
So I will still share the game sound from my main computer with you guys, but if it will broke, you will still be live with the audience. I will just need to restart the computer.
Okay.
Okay. I don't think the game sounds are crucial.
Yeah, probably it isn't, but it can be important. Okay, like when the vessel is falling and you are a Zerg, you like to hear the sound. Right?
Yes.
I'm definitely one of those people. I love to hear, the game for sure. I think it helps, but yeah.
Okay, so do you see the game?
I do not know. I
Yeah,
see
I don't see it either.
as
Oh,
loading.
you don't see the game because I'm only on this Discord. Let me just join with this one. What about now?
Okay, I can see it.
Okay, and we are.
Okay. All right, folks, we are back. In the top right as the yellow Zerg. Oh wait,
I
are
have
we
it frozen.
Are we in game? I think it's frozen for me.
Yeah, it's same. Yeah.
Yes. I'm also just not sure which one we're supposed to look at. Like I see 2 instances of Zero and one of your new account. All right, we are back, folks. Had a couple technical difficulties, but we are back with game number 1 here of our winners finals for Group B, Sziky versus Jimin. So yeah, let's go ahead and jump into the match here. Oh, never mind. We need a couple more minutes. So yeah, it's gonna be ZVZ actually between these two. We're getting a little bit of a preview here. Kind of sneak peek into game number 1, which is nice. But yeah, as we've kind of been saying, this is going to be kind of an interesting match because of Jimin, let's call it the unknown factor, right? Like, don't have a ton of info on this guy.
Oh, let's call it the J factor.
With the J factor, I love it.
Yes.
The J factor. So yeah, I can tell you he's hyper aggressive. He's got some cards up his sleeve, but I'm not sure how much that's going to be able to throw off a player the caliber of Sziky ZVZ, right? So yeah, kind of interested to see how this one's going to go here.
Yeah, Dawid making a good comment here. Jimin does have the scouting advantage, so we'll see if he can use that.
True. Always really nice to have, especially on a 4-player map, right? Like, it takes so long for those overlords to scout like cross map. If you're able to get away with something like this, you got to be happy. Also, scouting the wrong way, I want to point out, right? Like, no one scouts this way, but both players are scouting that way.
It's the J factor.
Yeah, the J factor. But even Sziky, I think, scouting the wrong way with the Overlord. So that's
he's going the wrong way too.
Yeah, it's something I never do, but I always see Zergs do it, and I'm like, why do they do that? And it works out. I'm like, yeah, it's just one of those mind game things. If I'm going like 9-pull speed all in, I'll maybe scout the wrong way with my first Overlord, or I don't even know why, to be honest with you, just to throw myself off more than anything else.
I get it. Can't explain why either, but I get it.
Yeah. But yeah, definitely going to be a factor here. If you're able to get that first scout off with the Overlord, it's a big advantage in ZVZ.
No doubt. No doubt. Map is Radion.
Yeah,
big map,
kind of
4-player map.
Big map, old favorite. Been around for a little bit here. Just kind of a strong map. Ramps leading to the mains, which makes it pretty typical for ZVZ. Likely going to be a scenario at some point in this game where one Zerg's trying to hold their ramp versus another Zerg. Just have to see who that one is. Sziky is not a Zerg that's afraid to get too hyper aggressive as well as ZVZ, right? So
yeah, he's so confident in his micro. He's willing to dabble.
Yeah, to dabble for sure. I like how you put that. To dabble, he'll dabble in the aggression. Maybe just choose to go 9-pull speed here or there.
Yep.
So yeah, it's kind of cool. I don't know. If I'm Jimin, I wouldn't necessarily think like, oh yeah, I should be, going some kind of 9-pull speed sunken rush. But yeah, just because Sziky has incredible link control of his own. So yep. As you can see, there's our
hey there, Machine.
Hey, we're back.
Looking good.
We're back. Thank you, man. I don't know, looking a little fuzzy, but it's okay. Okay, no worries. But yeah, this is gonna be the winners finals here. Obviously, winner of this series is gonna end up going on to the round of 16. Loser gets another chance at redemption of whoever crawls out of loser's side, best of 3 with obviously both our Protosses we just saw, RaNgeD and Dienmax. So gonna be a pretty interesting group still. Nothing's set quite at this moment, but yeah, still things looking pretty good for both the Zergs here so far.
Yeah, I mean, there hasn't been a 2-0. Each game was 2-1, which is as close as you can get in a best of 3. So, So we shall see. I think ZVZ, there's so much variance in it that you just never know. Even if one player, it, like feels like should have an advantage in this particular matchup, it really doesn't always work out that way. So
it can change so quick.
See.
Like
Yeah.
you ignore 2 Zerglings and they'll kill your entire mineral line in a matter of seconds. Like, yeah, definitely. Had that happen once or twice.
All right.
But yeah, map's gonna be Radion here. So yeah, very popular map. We all know it. Let's go ahead and jump into game number 1 between Jimin and Sziky. And spawning top right is the yellow Zerg. We have Jimin.
Spawning top left, we have ourselves Sziky, the Hungarian Zerg BSL former champ.
Yeah, buddy. Oh, he never won BSL. Oh, I just assumed he did. Oh, our bad. I thought he did win, but yeah.
I take that back. In my heart and in my head, he is a champion, but I'm mistaken there.
I guess I just think of him as the Zerg Bonneth,
Yes.
So I just assume he should have won, 10 times by now. Okay, he won BSL too. I mean, that's
they're champions in one way, shape, or in the BSL. Yeah.
So I kind of here. Yeah, it is going to be a 9 pool. Look at the placement too, so you can still make that sunk in. I'm gonna keep pointing that out.
Yes.
But I kind of misspoke here because actually Jimin did do the correct Overlord Scout. I forgot that both the naturals on this map are in the center. So scouting horizontally here is actually the correct play.
Okay.
So Jimin
11 hatch.
Yeah, versus 9 pool, this is a little scary. I'm never a fan of 11 hatch. I very hardly ever go hatch versus EVZ, even though I know it is very good. I just have no luck, and so every time I go hatch first, it's always against 9 pool speed. So
right.
Yeah.
Jimin making the drone after the pool too, and he didn't make his pool exactly when he had 200. When you're doing 11 hatch, it's certainly better than 12 hatch when you're trying to defend against 9 pool. But when you go to 11 hatch, you need to make that pool like really, really fast so that you can get those lings up. But this is not as bad of a situation for Jimin as if he was going 12 hatch. But making that drone there is interesting.
Sure, yeah. I never win this. Like I never hold hatch first versus even with an 11 hatch or whatever.
Right. Well, he's gonna have to pull drones and probably leave something like 2 or 3 drones back, and probably need to make link speed and all that. But first, he needs to defend, which he's gonna need to do by pulling the boys.
Yep, absolutely. Hatchery does get done just now. Probably starting to morph some lings at that natural. Drones being pulled. This drone dance is so difficult to execute. We're immediately seeing Sziky pulling off, eating drones, just as he should. I mean, it feels like critical damage has already been done. Yeah, you just, I don't know. This is why this is every game I go hatch first. So, not even like Jimin did anything wrong there with the control, right? Like he was trying to split up, pick off a couple like lings here or there. He might hold, like he might like sustain. And I mean the advantage he has is he does have a second hatchery now, but he's basically forced to ling all in. That's all he's gonna be able to do this game.
Yep. Yeah, I mean you kind of called it. One player is likely gonna have to defend their ramp, and the other player is gonna try to breach that ramp, and now we know which players are gonna be assigned those roles.
Yeah, I mean, it's been decided.
So Jimin didn't make any more drones, and he's just all in lings, which is, I guess, the only thing he can do. But Sziky's got like 3 lings coming in the back rear. He's got 5 now, so this is not the full amount of lings that Sziky has on top of his ramp.
Yep. And I mean, he's getting a better concave at the top of the ramp.
Oh my god, look at that micro.
5 lings out on the map. You see the drone? That's not
Yeah.
a mistake. He wants to sunken rush, man. I'm telling you, he does it all the time. Sziky eats that too. I mean,
Wow.
man. He has a sunken in his main too, so Jimin thinks he's gonna run by here. Sziky's just gonna counter. Yeah, the sunken's already done too much. GG is called. And game 1, going to Sziky, man. You know, little just unlucky with the build orders, right? But
Yeah,
that's what happens when you go hatch first. Sometimes you get 9 pulled, and it's pretty common ZVZ.
yeah, and even the spawn positions didn't favor Jimin in that spot. Like, let's say Sziky was bottom left, he probably doesn't lose that many drones. Still needs to pull the boys, but even just with the spawns, not in his favor.
Yeah, or bottom right even. Yeah, it would have been great. But yeah, still Sziky just making it look simple, like he has been, man. You know, even if he you know, wasn't able to apply any more pressure there, he had Spire on the way. Drone count was, you know, heavier. Like he was just in a really solid position there for game number 1. But with that, at least it's going to be Jimin's map choice for game 2 here. So, yeah, that should be, you know, very good for him. Like, just being able to select whatever he's most comfortable with for a ZVZ map. I'm kind of interested to see if maybe he'll, you know, go pick another 4-player map. If he'd prefer, you know, just a 2-player map for ZVZ. I know I typically do whenever I'm, you know, in a tournament match. I'd rather just negate as much of the chance as possible, right? And just say, okay, I know where I'm going to spawn. I know where he's going to spawn. Let's play a game. Like,
that's an admirable approach. So you're saying that you would pick a 1-on-1 map?
For sure. Yeah.
That's an admirable road, whereas the more cowardly road and the that I embark on is, okay, let's do a 4-player map and hopefully use chance against it.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, I do that too sometimes, I guess, but more against Protoss, I think, in Terran. Yeah. But okay, Apocalypse. So I mean, 3-player map, definitely.
All right,
you know,
in between.
It was in between. You know, there's some variance in there. But I still great map for ZVZ, great map for Zerg in general, I'd say. So yeah, with that, we are ready to go, folks. Let's go ahead and jump into game number 2 here of the winners finals, Jimin versus Sziky.
Let's get into it.
Alrighty. So spawn in mid left, this was his map pick. As the magenta Zerg, we have Jimin.
I'm glad you went first because I'm a little colorblind and I can't tell who.
Okay. Man, you know what? Together, that's why we're a casting duo, bro. Like we make it happen.
Excellent. So this is going to be Jimin 0, and then we're going to go over to Sziky, who spawned in the bottom right position, our Hungarian Zerg, in the, I guess, purple color.
Yep. Got it right. I mean, purple and magenta are a little tough to tell apart though, for sure. But it's gonna be a 9 pull this time out of Jimin. I like it. You know, you're down 0-1. You just got away with your you didn't get away. Sorry, with your tricky hatchery first build. Like, just play a standard ZVZ, and 9 pull speed is as good as any on, or 9 pull in general is just as good as any other build on this map for sure.
Now Sziky, he made an OV and he's stacking minerals, so is this going to be kind of like the opposite of last game? Well, what's Sziky
it was a
doing?
12 pull.
Okay.
I think it was 12 pull. He's going like 12 pull expo, I guess.
Yep.
Which is the other, like, I guess I would consider it like the middle of the road ZVZ build, like.
And it's a build that you tend to go in ZVZ, right? If I have that right.
I do. Yeah. And everybody disagrees with me. I've been told forever by like Rhett and like other Zergs, like, don't ever go 12 pull expo, or at least like very minimally mix it in, because it is like there's no advantage to it really, like, or at least there's not like a big advantage to it.
Yeah, right.
It's just very middle of the road. Yeah. But you know, I still mix it in. Obviously, you just can't do it like every game.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, Jimin is not going to scout Sziky right away, but obviously on a 3-player map, it deduces where he's going to be. And 12 pool is kind of a counter to 9 pool, and certainly 9 pool layer first.
Yep, absolutely. So, I mean, if you're Sziky, you really got to be feeling pretty good here. You got a little lucky with your build order selection, and it paid off, and you're already up 1-0, right? So,
yeah,
you know, things just looking to be in Ziki's favor at the moment. I don't know if we froze, maybe?
David, are you there? Darn.
I think it must have frozen. Yeah, no, we don't see what's happening. Sorry.
Yeah, that's probably better than...
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. But yeah, I see a frozen screen right now.
Yeah, same.
No overlays. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
Oh, got you. All right, so we're still alive, folks. Yeah, we're still we're trying to fix it here real quick. We're basically gonna just come back with the overlays here in a minute. But yeah, you know what? That gives Dry and I some time to think about how this Expo hold's gonna go, man. Who's gonna take it? Is Jimin gonna kill this expansion? I don't know. It's anybody's game. It hasn't happened yet.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be harder, right, for Jimin to do anything without the speed first, so it's going to be, like, not as fast. It's not going to be what Sziky was able to do with his lings and his ling speed.
Right. It's
I don't know,
definitely
I'm
not going to be
surprised.
as fast, but you can recover. You can recover so much better. I feel like with layer first that I don't necessarily think this is a bad call. Like
Okay,
just because that's my read anyway. Like,
well, you're right, because if you do the link speed first, you're gonna have slower spire, but it's almost like you need to do something with that link speed.
yeah, exactly. It's also
Yeah.
the 100, like it's the one less muta that you'll have. Whereas, you know,
Right.
Sziky, we already know Ziki's likely going speed first. Like 95% of the time, ZVZ, you're going speed first with 12 pool expansion,
Right.
not only to defend your own expansion, but your only advantage is like the additional larva, right? The additional income, the additional potential to make zerglings. That you rarely, super rarely see zergs go 12 pool expo with a layer first. But it is
Yeah, makes sense.
possible. I've seen it, but it feels like a gamble whenever you see it.
Yeah. Well, I'm kind of surprised so far from everything that we've seen from Jimin. Game 1 for him to go 11 hatch. Like, the way that I was viewing Jimin, a player that I'm not as familiarized with,